Hello, good evening, everyone. Welcome to Back to School Night for Life Skills, World Studies, and Technology. My name is Tom Galvin, and I will be partnering with you in this class for the 2020-2021 school year. I'd like to start off by telling you a little bit about me, so hopefully we'll get to know each other a little bit. I was born in the Presidio of San Francisco. My dad was active duty in the Army, and the Presidio was his last posting as an active duty soldier. The hospital where I was born no longer exists. It was torn down so George Lucas could make some Star Wars movies. So not a complete loss, I suppose. And this view of the Golden Gate Bridge is pretty much the view that was outside my bedroom window. I don't remember it much because when I was still young, my family moved to the Sunset District, and I attended Holy Name School in the Outer Sunset. After Holy Name School, I went to high school at Sacred Heart Cathedral Prep in downtown San Francisco. And it was there that I discovered a deep joy for history and performing arts. For undergrad, I went to Santa Clara University and spent a lot of time in the theater there. And between Sacred Heart and Santa Clara University, my career choice was very clear. I wanted to be a high school teacher and a high school history teacher. And shortly after I graduated from Santa Clara, I moved back to the Sunset District. And soon after that, I began teaching where I went to K through 8 school, Holy Name School. And I taught there for a number of years, middle school history. And around that same time, I also started studying for my master's in credential at the University of San Francisco's School of Education. But I never lost that desire to be a high school history teacher. And soon enough, I was able to join Mercy High School, San Francisco, where I had a wonderful time meeting wonderful people and wonderful students, doing what I wanted to do, teach high school history. If you're familiar with Mercy San Francisco, then you know that last year was its last school year. And during the first week of January, the news was announced. And so it became very clear what kind of year 2020 was going to be. And I like this illustration a lot because it sums up my attitude for this whole thing. We are all facing our own struggles. We have been dealt a blow by the same outside force, and yet it hits us all differently. And because of that, it's very important that the community comes together. And fortunately for me, in the summer, in June, Half Moon Bay High School gave me a call. And I am so very happy to say now that I am a teacher at Half Moon Bay High School. It was clear very early how important community is in Half Moon Bay and at the high school specifically. And I have to say, though my interactions with the people here have been short and from a distance, it's all true. Everything about the community there is true. And I've been having so far a great time in our virtual classes. So about the class, first semester, life skills, some very serious topics that we will be covering. Hopefully you saw the letter that was sent home about the media that will be used in class. If not, it's in School Loop in our locker. I'm also more than happy to send you a copy of it. And if you've not emailed me back about the media or you have any questions about the media, please feel free to email me either through Loop Mail. My email address will be on the screen at the end of this video. A part of freshman life skills and world studies is also technology. And the technology portion is woven into the class throughout the year through different presentations, different means of students doing work, and the like. To note, there's one part of life skills that does not take place in the first semester, and that is the sex education lesson and unit. That takes place in May. It just works out better for, I've been told, everyone involved. And all the students seem very excited for driver's education. And that's pretty much the last unit that we will cover. And that happens in November. In the second semester, we turn to world studies, and this is a class I'm very excited for. And this is something that I am so happy Half Moon Bay has. Half Moon Bay High School offers 4 years of social studies, and that is not a requirement. Don't tell your students that. But the fact that there's not a gap year for history and social science learning means our students are going to be that much stronger when they graduate at social studies. They're not going to have to learn how to interpret history all over again when they get to world history in sophomore year. And so again, I'm very, very excited for this, because I'm just going to think, what do I wish my sophomores could have done last year? And that's a big way that I will guide my class. My expectations, and this would be true whether it's through Zoom or we were in person in the class. My expectations are that students come to class with completed work and ready to participate, so that all voices can be heard, and so that they're getting the most out of class. And when students come to class unprepared, not only do they miss out on class, but in all likelihood, there's going to be some sort of distraction, and it's going to take away from the learning of the class. My goal is to maximize our time together. And especially over Zoom, our time is about 50% what it normally would be. I don't ask much of my students beyond preparation. I ask that they are always 100% honest with me and are always giving me their best. I say that their work should be work they are willing to show off to the world as the best example of what they can do. I can work with a student who may not be the best student, but if that student comes with honesty and 100% effort to their ability, I can work with that. And those are the students that I really enjoy working with. That effort is inspiring. And from the class as a whole, I encourage my students to ask questions, to make comments, to raise topics, and nothing is off the table, so long as it's handled with respect. Any comments, any questions are handled with respect. My students are encouraged to use their voices, and they have to know that this class is a safe place to do that. So it's not much. It takes dedication, and it does take effort, but it does lead to a very supportive, exciting learning environment. Google Classroom is where students should retrieve their work, pick up their lessons, and submit their lessons. This is where work can also be found throughout the year. So again, it's in Google Classroom that work should be opened, should be accessed. The daily plans for the classes can be found there, along with tools that were used in class. And this is where work should be submitted. School Loop is the hub for everything else. Grades will be updated at the max every 2 weeks. You can also access files or documents. The syllabus for the course can be found in School Loop as well. Also, please feel free to contact me via Loop Mail for any questions, comments, or concerns. Just as a summary, students and parents can use School Loop for grades. Due dates also post there. Any assignment posted in Google Classroom will populate into School Loop, so that will show up. And students should use Google Classroom for turning in all their assignments. In closing, I'm so excited to be a part of this community. And Back to School Night has always been one of my favorite nights of the year. I love getting to meet the parents and the families. And it pains me that this is how we have to conduct it. So please don't hesitate to reach out to me via email. It's probably fastest, and I will do my very best to get back to you in a timely manner. Please don't take it personally if I don't get back to you right away. Just email me again. I could use a reminder. Again, I look forward to working with all of you. I am so excited to be a part of the Half Moon Bay High School community. I appreciate the support thus far, and I look forward to what will be a tremendous year. Thank you all. Have a great night. And again, don't hesitate to reach out.